He's one of the most complete young talents in the NHL today. A dynamic two-way center who cemented himself as the face of his franchise in his first NHL season at the age of 18. Here's how Macklin Celebrini is making waves.
Here's Gramlin and Celebrini score! Gramlin to the line. The gift for Celebrini. Macklin Celebrini in. He scores! And here's Celebrini and he scores!
Macklin Celebrini's journey to becoming the cornerstone of the San Jose Sharks is as fascinating as it is circuitous. Born in Vancouver, Celebrini was something of a hockey prodigy. By the time he was 10 years old, he was one of the most talked about young talents in British Columbia. A highly cerebral player with exceptional two-way sense, puck skills, finishing ability, you name it. Fact is though, Celebrini inherited some serious athletic gifts from his father, Rick, a professional soccer player who represented Canada on the international stage numerous times. But Rick also had an interest in sports medicine, and after his soccer career ended, Rick committed himself full-time to sports medicine, serving as the physiotherapist for various Canadian Olympic teams, the Vancouver Whitecaps of Major League Soccer, and eventually taking over as the director of sports medicine for the Golden State Warriors in 2018. And for young Macklin, who had been turning heads north of the border, that meant relocation. No big deal though, his skills very much translated to his new digs. In his first season of youth hockey in the Bay Area with the San Jose Junior Sharks program, a 13-year-old Celebrini tallied 49 goals and 94 points in 54 games at Tier 1 AAA. He clearly needed better competition, so he headed 2,000 miles east to Shattuck St. Mary's, the venerated boarding school/hockey factory that a young Sidney Crosby had cut his teeth at. And Celebrini was the best player there too, racking up an astonishing 258 points in his 2 seasons there. One with the 14U team, and one as the second youngest player on the 18U squad. By that point, it was abundantly clear that Celebrini was a potential NHL star. In fact, the teenager was selected first overall by the Seattle Thunderbirds in the WHL's 2021 US Prospect Draft. However, Celebrini preferred to develop elsewhere. Rather than play Canadian Major Junior, Celebrini went from Shattuck St. Mary's to the Chicago Steel of the United States Hockey League, the top American junior circuit. And guess what? He was the best player in the league. In his lone season with the Steel, Celebrini was named the USHL's Rookie of the Year, Forward of the Year, and Player of the Year, and set a new league record for points by a player under the age of 17. Once again, Celebrini needed stiffer competition, so he took his talents to Boston University, where he got the chance to play alongside his brother, Aiden. That wasn't the only reason he opted for the college route though. As he explained it, the NCAA is the league that best prepares you for the NHL. But honestly, Celebrini looked pretty NHL ready from day one with the Terriers. As a true freshman, the 17-year-old led his team in goals and assists, he finished 3rd in the country in points and 2nd in points per game, and he ultimately took home the Hobey Baker Award, which is essentially the MVP award for NCAA hockey. Yet again, despite being one of the youngest players on the ice, Celebrini was the best player on the ice. He was a phenom, a star. And so there was no mystery as to who the San Jose Sharks would take with their first overall pick in the 2024 NHL entry draft. They selected the precocious center with the remarkably advanced all-around game who had spent his early teens donning a Sharks jersey playing in the Bay Area, Macklin Celebrini. And while Celebrini wasn't able to single-handedly turn the long-suffering franchise into a contender in year 1, his arrival still rejuvenated an organization and a fan base that had had so little to be optimistic about for so long. In his first NHL season, Celebrini looked every bit the part of a number 1 overall pick. He recorded a team-high 63 points in 70 games, becoming just the 13th player in NHL history to crack 60 points as an 18-year-old. Some of the other names on that list? Ron Francis, Steve Yzerman, Crosby, Nathan McKinnon. For his efforts, Celebrini was named to the NHL's All-Rookie team and finished 3rd in Calder Trophy voting, behind runner-up Dustin Wolf and winner Lane Hudson. Both of those guys, I should point out, are in their 20s. It was, all in all, one of the most impressive seasons ever from a player as young as Celebrini. And his two-way brilliance and consistency quickly turned him into the face of the Sharks, the great hope for a lost franchise still searching for its first Stanley Cup championship. Just how big of a deal is Celebrini in San Jose? Get this, before he made his NHL debut, Celebrini was invited to live with Sharks legend Joe Thornton in his San Jose home, which he did throughout his epic rookie season. He is the real deal, and you better believe that Macklin Celebrini will be making waves in San Jose and throughout the NHL for years to come.